All right, people, how's it going? I am just actually testing out this live setup on YouTube, which is really funny to test this out because right now I'm seeing myself say what I said a moment ago. So I feel like a little kid. I'm normally relatively tech adept, but this is a little goofy. Trying to figure out. I didn't announce this. You're not really supposed to do a live stream without announcing and all that kind of stuff. But I just wanted to see if anybody would jump in here. But I'm not going to assume that you will. So I'm going to go ahead and talk for just a second. And I want to do something that I think is a principle that I want to live by. And I'm not trying to be preachy or whatever, but I want to live by a couple principles. And one is thankfulness. Another is there's this idea that we're supposed to give honor to somebody that does something of honor. Um, and there's this idea to not walk around bragging about who you are, but let someone else um, give you a respect for something that you've done. And so there are a lot of uh, really good things done behind closed doors that nobody ever knows about. And we don't do things. Somebody said that character is what you do when nobody's watching, and I think that's accurate. Looks like somebody's jumped in here, so hello. Um, some of you know that I did a um, an interview, had a conversation with the James Yeager recently, and um, there's a lot of stuff that's said here and there about all kinds of public figures. And I think that's a really interesting thing that happens in our society where we put so much stuff out. Like right now, I'm sitting at my kitchen table and I'm talking, and two people that I don't know who you are, you're watching me. By the way, thank you for that. That's amazing. I thank you for your time. But we get this kind of feeling, don't we, that if somebody um, if we see somebody online from time to time, we feel like we know them. We hear something that they've said. We feel like we know them. And sometimes we begin to get opinions about things and people that we don't actually know, which is it's kind of a weird thing. Anyway, I don't want to get off into the weeds here. I just want to share a real quick story. Right now, I am broadcasting to you from James Yeager's camera. I'm in my kitchen, in my house, and I'm broadcasting from James Yeager's camera. He might get mad at me for doing this. I don't know. But I think it's worthy of honor. It's worthy of respect. It's something that he didn't expect anybody to ever know about. Um, but he did it. And I think it's indicative of this one of the things that he was talking about. And it's one thing to talk about things. It's another thing to live things out. And in our day, a lot of people just talk a lot, and it's really good to see people that are practicing the things. One of the things that James talked about in my interview with him was how important he thought the idea of generosity was, and he shared some of his story and how when you've lived a life where you didn't have very much, how important it is to people that have experienced that to be willing to share what they do have with those around them. And and James, I can attest to you from this one thing, is a very generous guy. He really is. Um, I have this video camera sitting on my computer because I mentioned in passing, as a tech guy, I thought I would get a little, comment. I saw, man, he's got kind of a nice picture. And I said, that's nice. What kind of camera are you using? After we got off there, he got my address and really wouldn't take no for an answer. The next day, uh, maybe 2 days later, I came home and there was a box at my door with the video camera that he was using on my doorstep. And that's just it's a generous thing to do. These things aren't cheap. They're not super expensive, but they're not cheap. $100 plus, um, and he just sent it. He just said, "Hey, that's something that you could use, and it's something that I have, and I can get another one, or I can get a better one, or whatever." And so let me give you that. And I'm just I'm just amazed by that, and I wanted to say thank you publicly because it was something that was done in private, something that he, you know, didn't expect anybody to know about. But I think, a lot of junk's talked about people online, and James Yeager gets a lot of junk. But here's a thing that's done behind closed doors that's very clearly saying, hey, nobody will ever know about this, but it's something that I can do that's good towards my fellow man, and I'm going to take that opportunity to do it. So I think that's worthy of respect. I'm very thankful for it. And again, a principle that I live by is that we're not to praise ourselves, we're not to pat ourselves on the back, but when we see something that is worthy of respect, we ought to do that for someone else. We ought to share um, that they've done something that's worthy of respect. Let another man praise you is the way the Bible says it. Anyway, so thank you. This might stay up and it might go down right away. I just wanted to kind of test the way the camera works. And thank you guys for those of you that have jumped in here. I don't know if you're saying something, if you're commenting and I'm not seeing it. I'm sorry. I see the little thing that says there are 2 people watching, but I don't know if you've made a comment. So anyway, you guys have a great one. And as always, this is Rev encouraging you, don't waste your life. Oh, by the way, in addition to that, even bigger deal, Mr. Yeager invited me to come to his school and train with him and take a class from him. And I am somebody that needs to learn as much as I possibly can. And so I'm going to avail myself of that opportunity. I'll be going down to his school actually the beginning of next week. And I will report back to you guys. I'll write an article about it or make a video about it or something and let you know how my experience went there. But I'm looking forward to that. And you guys have a great evening. As always, this is Rev encouraging you, don't waste your life. Let's figure out how to turn this joker off.